Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Trader Summit, and I have Mr. Richard Matthews with One.io joining us today from the south of France. So,
Hey, what can I say? It's beautiful sunny weather here, blue sky, blue sea, good food, and a political chaos.
I was gonna say, I mean, your tan is almost as good as mine coming off of my Southern California trip, but your food you got to be eating has got to be amazing. And
Yeah.
I want to hear what you have to say about the political turmoil in France since you're boots on the ground there.
Yeah.
Tell us what your views are and how you're seeing things, and more importantly, how's it going to affect the markets moving forward?
Well, I think first off, I think Macron overplayed his hand by calling an election. I think he's really, really got it wrong. You have now got, to me, absolute chaos. You've got a hard left and really hard left. They're not mucking around. They're talking about 90% tax rates on anyone who earns over 400,000. Yeah, 90% tax. It's just like unreal. But and lowering the retirement age, um, just absolutely bonkers things. They can't get a coalition together at the moment. They're all split. The right wing, I think, will just sit there and watch, or Le Pen will just sit and watch quietly to see what happens and come back to the presidential elections in 2027. But to me, it ain't good news for the euro. I think it just another nail in that coffin. I think the ECB is going to be upset. I think France is breaking its budget constraints. I think it's a much bigger problem than people are actually letting on at the moment.
Well, right now the euro it seems not affected by it, but now I
No.
could say that the euro crosses, but the impact on the euro US dollar has been uh, fairly. I mean, it's been positive, but maybe that's more just a dollar story at this point.
I think so. I think it's a bit of dollar weakness, isn't it?
Yeah. So with that being said, I mean, do you chase the euro US dollar up here at 109 or 108.60 where we currently trade right now? Or do you think that these are the times you need to be buying the dollar?
I'd be buying the dollar against the euro as opposed to buying the dollar outright. So I think there's a big difference there. I think that the dust is yet to settle over here. I think there's going to be big frictions between France and Germany, and you're going to see some widening of the Bund-Oat spread, which will put pressure and strains on the euro. I read yesterday there's an alliance of right-wing parties, and I mean, these guys they're not Nazis, but they're pretty far right occurring in Europe, and it looks very, very, really, really difficult. Meloni is a very right-wing leader in Italy. The AfD in Germany are strong. So, you've got these dreadful divisions occurring. And then we've got the good old UK with our political, I don't know what I would call it. Personally, I'd call it a nightmare, but I better not be political.
Well, let's go ahead and go there, Richard. So you just had your election in the UK, and what do you make of the situation there? I mean, this is the first time Labor has been in charge for how many years?
14,
14?
I guess. Yeah, a good long period. And as we've discussed before, we've had a fair number of prime ministers since
Yeah.
Since then. I think we've had 6 or 7. A little bit of stability maybe now. They won a good majority. But someone said that actually, when you look at it, it's like it's a mile wide but very thin. It's like a pond. A lot of their wins were pretty narrow seats. I mean, Starmer, for instance, lost a bigger share of his vote than Sunak did in their own constituencies, being boring about English politics, which is really, really surprising. So I think that they've got a good majority. They're acting quickly. They're going in there doing, to me, some interesting things, something like potentially releasing 40% of all prisoners in the UK, which I'm not sure is a great idea. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. You've still got the large majority, you've got the wider spectrum of interests you've got to keep happy, from the real loony left of the party to the moderates to the right of the party. And that's a real balancing act. And I think that they will have a honeymoon period. I think the Chancellor may get lucky. GDP was a good figure today. We're out of recession. Things are looking rosy. I don't think the Bank of England will cut quite yet. I think they'll wait to see how inflationary some of the policies that Labour are going to implement are. But, they're going for it. I think they're going to have some problems, but, I quite like the pound.
I was going to say,
I do like the pound. Sorry,
I do
like the pound.
You do like the pound, and I mean the pound's shown some favorable upside, and it looks like it's breaking out against a lot of different currencies. So let me ask you this before I let you go: what would be your favorite trade out there? I mean, I think I can do the math right now, but do you want to tell us?
Well, I'll tell you something. I don't know if you can see it. I've got my England t-shirt on because we're proudly playing in a European final on Sunday night, where England's going to beat Spain, and that's my analogy for this week. Buy sterling, sell euro. Buy the England football team, sell Spain. But all joking aside, I do like the pound. I'd probably be long a cable, and I'd be long a sterling over the euro, and conversely, I'd be long at the dollar over the euro. Unusual things for me to say to buy cable.
Yeah, no, that is an unusual thing. I mean, I've been interviewing you for at least 2 years, and I'm not sure you've ever said that once.
No,
I'm joking. I'm joking, of course.
Might be the heat. Might be the heat.
It might be the heat. Might be the heat in France. All right. Well, Richard, I'm glad that that you got an opportunity to sit with us, and if you enjoyed, hearing Richard's opinions about what's happening in France and what's happening in the UK, make sure you give them a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of this exclusive content. But Richard, I'm gonna root for you guys on Sunday. But as my colleague Ryan Littlestone would say, I hope he just your team doesn't bore the Spain's team to death. So,
hey, a win's a win. They could snooze all afternoon and we could, score a penalty off someone's backside. I'd be happy with it.
It may be ugly, but as long as it's a win, right?
Listen, I'll tell you, the last time England won anything serious at football, I was 11 years of age.
Wow. All right. Well, you continue to rock that shirt. And Richard, what's the best way for traders to follow your work?
You can find me on Twitter, which is at Dickie Matthews with a 5 instead of an S, or at one.io, where I post quite regularly. All
right. Well, Richard, thank you so much for spending your time with us, especially while you're traveling abroad. And I look forward to catching up with you, hopefully in the next week or two at the same time. All right.
Look forward to it. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Hey, traders. Blake Morrow here. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the bell notifications so you do not miss any of our market-related trading analysis from some of the leading industry experts. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next video.